Listen to me. God knows it's hard. He sees the weight you carry, the tears you never let fall, the battles you fight in silence. But hear me today. Help is not just coming, it's already on the way. Family, I don't know what valley you've been walking through. I don't know what storm has been shaking your life. But I came here with a word, not from my mind, but from my spirit. God has seen the struggle you kept pretending wasn't heavy. He has seen the nights you pushed through on empty. He has seen the doors that closed before you even knocked. And just when you thought you had nothing left, God whispered into your future, help us coming. Today I'm here to tell you, you're closer to relief, closer to breakthrough, closer to restoration than you've ever been. Don't you dare quit now. Help is already moving in your direction. You see, God sees what you don't say. He knows the things you hide behind your smile. He knows the tears you swallow before they hit the ground. He knows the silent cries you've whispered into your pillow in the dead of night, the ones that never made it to your friends, your family, or even to your own ears. Sometimes we think that because nobody else knows, because nobody else witnesses it, it doesn't matter. But I am here to tell you today it matters to Him. Every struggle you keep private, every pain you don't broadcast, every battle you fight in secret, God sees it all. And not only does He see it, He carries it with you. He walks beside you in your loneliness. He stands with you in your fear, and He holds your hand in the moments when your own strength is gone. You may feel invisible to the world, but to Him you are deeply seen, deeply loved, deeply known. It is easy to get discouraged when nobody notices the weight you carry. It is easy to feel like your labor in silence is in vain. But I want you to understand something powerful. God's eyes are always on you. The Bible tells us that not a sparrow falls to the ground without Him noticing. If He notices the sparrows, do you think He would overlook you, His masterpiece, His beloved child? No, He sees your every struggle, and the fact that He sees it means He has not forgotten you. Every sleepless night, every moment of doubt, every time you've whispered, I can't do this anymore, He has been right there, watching, waiting, preparing. Because God's timing is perfect, even when your heart cannot see it. There are seasons in life when you feel invisible, when you think your prayers are like stones thrown into a bottomless well. But God hears even the whispers that never escape your lips. He listens when your heart is too broken to form the words. He listens when your voice shakes and your hands tremble, when your knees buckle and your faith wavers. God sees your struggle. He sees your pain. He sees your fight. And He knows that even if the world does not respond, even if nobody else understands, He will respond. And His response is always perfect, always timely, always more than you could ask or imagine. Understand this, the things you hide, the burdens you refuse to share, the emotions you lock away, they are not unnoticed. God uses what the world calls weakness to prepare you for strength. He sees your silent endurance, and He is building something inside of you that cannot be built in comfort, cannot be built in applause, and cannot be built in the easy seasons of life. The challenges you face in private are shaping your character, strengthening your faith, and preparing you for the moments when you will step into the fullness of what He has promised. The trials you endure without anyone noticing are not in vain. They are the training ground, the secret arena where God is refining you, molding you, and equipping you to become all that He has called you to be. Sometimes we think that if no one sees, if no one acknowledges it, if no one applauds or encourages us, it must not be worth anything. But the truth is, what God sees is far more important than what the world sees. The world only rewards the visible, the celebrated, the easy to recognize victories. But God rewards perseverance in silence, faithfulness in secrecy, courage when nobody is watching. He honors the person who continues to pray when nobody prays with them, who continues to work when nobody is looking, who continues to hope when hope seems impossible. You are not invisible to God. Every tear, every sigh, every whispered plea is counted, and every one of them is precious in His sight. I want you to hear me clearly today. What you are going through right now is not wasted. what you feel alone in, what you think nobody notices, God sees it. And because he sees it, he is already moving. He is already preparing your breakthrough. He is already orchestrating divine intervention. The struggles you bear in secret are not evidence of your failure. They are evidence of your preparation. They are proof that you are being molded, strengthened, and positioned for what is coming next. You may not see it yet. You may not feel it yet, but God sees it, and that is enough. That is enough to keep you standing, enough to keep you fighting, enough to keep you believing. So when life seems unfair, when the world seems blind to your pain, when your heart is heavy and your soul is weary, remember this: God sees what you don't say. And because he sees it, he will act. He will intervene. He will bring you out of the valley and into the victory that has been prepared just for you. Don't give up. Don't grow weary. Don't lose faith. God sees you. God knows your struggle. And he is about to show up on your behalf in a way that will make the whole world take notice, even if no one did before. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are deeply seen. And the one who sees you is greater than any mountain, any storm, any battle you face. He sees what you don't say. And because he sees it, your breakthrough is coming. Your struggle is proof of your assignment. I want you to hear me clearly today, because this is a word that can change how you see everything in your life. Every challenge, every setback, every obstacle you faced has not come by accident. It is not random. It is not meaningless. That weight you carry on your shoulders, that pressure you feel in your heart, that fight you've been waging inside yourself, it is proof that you are standing in the place God has assigned you. Sometimes we look at our struggle and we think, why me? Why am I going through this? What did I do wrong? But the truth is, the heavier the burden, the greater the assignment, the more important your role is in God's plan. Struggle is not a punishment. Struggle is a marker. Struggle is God saying, you are destined for something bigger than what you can see right now. I am preparing you for a purpose that requires this exact refining fire. You see, the Bible is full of people who were struggling right where God wanted them to be. Joseph, thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, accused falsely, imprisoned, forgotten by men, but not forgotten by God. Do you think his struggle was random? Do you think the pit, the prison, the betrayal was meaningless? No, that struggle was proof that he was being positioned for a purpose. And what God did for Joseph, he will do for you. Every moment that feels impossible, every obstacle that seems insurmountable, every person who doubted you or turned away, these are all part of the proof. Proof that you are in the right place, even if it doesn't feel like it. Proof that you are being prepared. Proof that God's assignment for you is real and it is coming. The enemy wants you to believe that your struggle is a sign of failure, a sign that you are not enough, a sign that you should give up. But I am here to tell you today that is a lie. The heaviness you feel, the exhaustion in your body, the weariness in your soul, these are not signs that you are failing. These are signs that God is equipping you for something greater. They are signs that he has called you to a place where only the prepared, the faithful, the strong will stand. And every trial, every hardship, every sleepless night, every tear shed in silence is part of the preparation. This is your assignment being tested, strengthened, and validated. Think about it. People who are accomplishing great things, who are walking in destiny, who are fulfilling God's purpose, they did not get there without struggle. They did not rise to prominence without facing trials. They did not carry their assignments without pressure. The weight they bore is the proof that they were walking in the place of purpose. And the same is true for you. The very struggles you despise today, the ones that make you want to give up, the ones that make you question your worth, are actually God's signature on your life. A mark that says you are chosen, you are called, you are prepared for this. Every time you feel overwhelmed, every time you feel defeated, I want you to remember that the enemy is always loudest when he knows you are close to your breakthrough. The very moments that feel like failure are the moments God is building your faith, shaping your character, and proving your assignment. Seems too hard when it seems impossible. You are at the edge of giving up. That is the moment God is saying, hold on, don't quit. This struggle is proof that you are in the right place. This is the crucible of destiny, the furnace of purpose, the proving ground for greatness. I want you to understand the power of perspective today. Stop seeing your struggle as a punishment. Stop seeing your trials as a curse. Stop believing the lie that you are failing because life is hard. Instead, see your struggle as validation. See your challenges as confirmation. See every setback as evidence that God has placed you in a position that requires courage, endurance, and faith. The heavier the load, the higher the calling. The longer the wait, the greater the reward. The deeper the valley, the brighter the victory. And your struggle, every single part of it, is proof of your assignment. Some of you are standing here today feeling like you are walking alone, like nobody understands the weight you carry. But let me remind you, God sees it all. He placed this assignment on your life, and He will also give you the strength to fulfill it. You are not in this by accident. The very difficulties that make you question everything are the same difficulties that are preparing you for everything. Your struggle is not the end of your story, it is the beginning of your testimony. And when you finally step into what God has for you, when you finally walk into the fullness of your assignment, you will look back and realize that every tear, every moment of doubt, every battle fought alone was exactly what was needed to get you to the place of triumph. So I want you to hear me loud and clear. Your struggle is not meaningless. Your struggle is not random. Your struggle is not a mistake. Your struggle is proof. Proof that you are standing where God has placed you. Proof that you are walking in destiny. Proof that your life is on purpose. And when God's plan unfolds, when your breakthrough comes, when your assignment is fully realized, every struggle you faced will make sense. Every moment of doubt will be transformed into a shout of victory. Every tear will become a testimony, and you will see that your struggle was never a sign of failure. It was the sign that you were exactly where you were meant to be all along. Delay is not denial. I need you to hear that today, because so many of us confuse waiting with being forgotten. We look at our lives and we see closed doors, postponed opportunities, unanswered prayers, and we begin to think God has abandoned me. He doesn't care. Nothing is coming for me. But I am here to tell you that is a lie from the enemy. Delay is not denial. Just because God hasn't opened the door on your timing does not mean He will never open it. Just because your breakthrough hasn't arrived yet does not mean your promise is lost. There is a difference between waiting and being denied, and understanding this truth will change everything about the way you walk through this season. You see, God's timing is perfect. He does not move too early, and He does not move too late. He moves in the exact moment that is necessary to fulfill His purpose. Sometimes we are ready before our season is ready. Sometimes we want the answer before the lesson is complete. Sometimes we pray for the blessing before we are prepared to receive it. And in those moments, it feels like God is silent, like He is delaying, like He is ignoring us. But I want to tell you today, that delay is a sign that something greater is being prepared for you. Delay is not a denial, it is divine preparation. It is God making sure that when your breakthrough comes, it comes in its fullness, without compromise, without interruption, without mistake. The enemy wants you to give up while you are waiting. He wants you to abandon your faith while the promise is in motion. He wants you to look at the closed doors and say, I will settle for less or I will give up. But I am telling you, the very delay you are experiencing is God's hand at work, orchestrating circumstances, positioning people, aligning resources, and moving mountains behind the scenes. You cannot see it yet, but He is already moving on your behalf. And when the moment finally comes, when that door opens, when that opportunity appears, when that answer arrives, you will look back and realize that the delay was never a denial. The delay was a preparation, a purifying, a perfecting, a positioning that ensured your breakthrough would come in the right way, at the right time, and with the right impact. Think about the stories in Scripture. Abraham and Sarah waited for decades for the promise of a child. Joseph waited years in prison before his destiny was revealed. David waited while Saul hunted him down before he took the throne. All of these people could have said, God has denied me, but they did not. They understood eventually that delay was not denial. It was a season designed to equip them, to strengthen their faith, to deepen their trust, to prepare them for the weight of what was coming. And the same principle applies to you today. What feels like waiting, what feels like silence, what feels like postponement is actually the quiet work of God shaping you, guiding you, and preparing the way for the fulfillment of his promises. I want you to hear this. Every delay has a purpose. Every postponed opportunity is not a rejection. Every unanswered prayer is not an abandonment. It is a divine pause, a moment when God is aligning everything perfectly so that your life, your assignment, your breakthrough, and your testimony come exactly the way he intended. And sometimes we get impatient, we get frustrated, we get discouraged. We compare our journey to others and we think, why them? Why not me? But the truth is, God is never late and he is never early. His timing is perfect. And the delay you are experiencing is proof that he is not careless, that he is not random, that he is intentional. During the season of delay, your faith is being strengthened. Your patience is being tested. Your character is being refined. Your vision is being clarified. If the blessing came too soon, if the door opened too early, you might not be ready to handle it. You might not be prepared to steward it. You might not have the strength, the wisdom, or the maturity to carry what God has for you. But the delay ensures that when it arrives, you are fully equipped, fully prepared, and fully capable of receiving it and walking in it with excellence and integrity. So I need you to hold on. I need you to persevere. I need you to trust in God's perfect timing. Do not look at the delay and assume denial. Do not look at the silence and assume abandonment. Do not look at the obstacles and assume failure. Delay is not denial. It is the evidence of divine precision. It is a sign that God is still at work. It is proof that your breakthrough is on the way, that your promise is coming, that your moment is approaching. I want you to leave here today believing this: what God has promised you is still coming. What he has spoken over your life is still active. What he has prepared for you is still intact. The only thing required of you is faith, patience, and perseverance during the season of waiting. Do not give up. Do not lose hope. Do not doubt his goodness. Delay is not denial. Delay is preparation. Delay is positioning. And when the time comes, and it is coming, everything you have waited for, everything you have prayed for, everything you have hoped for will arrive, and it will be more glorious than you ever imagined. You are being strengthened, not punished. I want you to hear me clearly today, because so many people confuse difficulty with judgment, trials with punishment, and hardship with rejection. They look at the storms of life and say, why is this happening to me? What have I done wrong? Why is God letting me go through this? But let me tell you something. Every challenge, every obstacle, every season of pain is not a punishment. It is not a mark of failure. It is a mark of preparation. God is not punishing you for your mistakes. He is preparing you for your purpose. He is strengthening you, molding you, and equipping you for the next level of your life. And sometimes the only way to become strong enough for the blessings ahead is to go through the refining fire of difficulty. Think about it. Diamonds are created under pressure. Gold is refined in fire, and so are you. Every trial, every test, every moment that stretches you beyond what you think you can endure is actually strengthening you. It is building resilience in your spirit. It is developing courage in your heart. It is deepening faith in your soul. God uses these moments to show you what you are made of, to awaken the strength that has always been inside you, and to prepare you for the assignment that requires someone stronger, wiser, and more patient than you were yesterday. The very thing that feels unbearable right now is actually a gift. It is not comfortable. It is not easy, but it is necessary. I know some of you are tired. I know some of you are weary. I know some of you are ready to throw in the towel, to say, I can't do this anymore. But listen to me. The reason you feel this way is because you are being strengthened. The reason your muscles ache, your mind struggles, and your emotions feel raw is because God is doing a deep work inside of you. He is building endurance, stamina, and resilience. He is teaching you to lean on him more than you lean on yourself. He is showing you that your strength alone is not enough, and that when you are weakest, his power is strongest in you. This is not punishment, this is empowerment. The enemy wants you to believe that the challenges you face are a sign of God's absence, a proof that you are unloved, or a punishment for something you did. But I'm telling you, that is a lie. The very difficulties in your life are evidence of God's attention. They are his way of preparing you for the greater things ahead. Every storm, every trial, every closed door, every setback is a lesson in patience, endurance, and faith. They are not there to destroy you. They are there to develop you. They are not there to weaken you. They are there to strengthen you. And when you finally emerge on the other side, you will look back and realize that the very things that felt unbearable were the things that equipped you for greatness. Consider the stories of people in scripture and history who achieved extraordinary things. Every one of them went through seasons of struggle, pain, and testing. Moses wandered in the wilderness for 40 years before leading a nation. David faced giants, persecution, and betrayal before he became king. Esther risked her life in the palace before saving her people. Every one of them went through the fire before they stepped into their destiny. And the same is true for you. The season you are in is not a punishment. It is not a sign of failure. It is not a reason to give up. It is proof that God is preparing you to fulfill something bigger than you could imagine. Strengthening does not happen overnight. It is a process. It requires perseverance. It requires patience. It requires trust in the one who is doing the work in you. Every challenge, every obstacle, every disappointment is a building block. Every tear shed, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt is a stone in the foundation of your future. God is not in a hurry, and he is not careless. He is intentional. He is shaping you, refining you, and equipping you for the mission ahead. And when you finally step into that mission, you will realize that the hardships were necessary, the trials were purposeful, and the struggle was part of the divine plan to strengthen you. So I want you to hear me and believe it deep in your soul. You are being strengthened, not punished. You are being prepared, not discarded. You are being equipped, not abandoned. The difficulties you face today are not designed to defeat you. They are designed to develop you. They are designed to awaken the power, the faith, the endurance, and the courage that has always been inside of you. And when you come out on the other side, you will be ready for everything God has promised you. Ready to walk in victory, ready to embrace your destiny, ready to step into the fullness of your assignment with strength, confidence, and unwavering faith. So do not despise the season. Do not shrink back in fear. Do not give up in despair. Embrace the strengthening. Receive the preparation. Trust the process, and know that God is at work in you right now, building a strength in you that will carry you through every challenge, every test, and every triumph in the days ahead. You are not being punished. You are being prepared. You are not being weakened. You are being strengthened. And the victory that awaits you will be all the sweeter because of what you have endured and overcome. That help is coming through unexpected people and unexpected paths. I need you to hear me today, because so often we get stuck thinking that the answer to our prayers has to arrive the way we imagined it, the way we planned it, or the way we have always done it before. We think that God's provision would look a certain way, come from a certain source, or be delivered at a time that makes sense to us. And when it doesn't, we grow discouraged, frustrated, and sometimes we give up entirely. But let me tell you today, God doesn't work in our limited imagination. He doesn't confine himself to the boxes we try to put him in. He works in ways we cannot foresee. He moves through people we never expected, and he opens doors along paths we never thought to walk. Help is on the way, and it will come from places you never saw coming. Sometimes we are so focused on the expected, so focused on the familiar, that we fail to recognize the miracle when it arrives in disguise. It may not come as a big announcement. It may not come in a way that looks like what you thought it would be, but God's help is always unmistakable once you open your eyes and see it. That neighbor who shows up at the right time, that friend who calls when you've been struggling, that opportunity that appears out of nowhere, that seemingly random connection that changes the trajectory of your life. These are not coincidences. These are God's help manifesting through unexpected channels. And the more you trust Him, the more you open your heart to His ways, the more you will see that His help is always arriving, even when it looks different from what you imagined. The Bible is full of examples where help came in the most unexpected ways. Remember David running from King Saul, hiding in caves, fearing for his life, and yet God provided him with allies, with provision, and with deliverance in ways he could not have anticipated. Remember how Moses, leading the Israelites, found help and guidance through a burning bush, through a staff, through signs and wonders he could never have imagined. And remember Joseph, sold into slavery, forgotten in prison, and yet God orchestrated a path of help that led him to a palace, to power, and to the fulfillment of his destiny. These stories are not just history, they are patterns. They show us that God often uses the unexpected, the unusual, and the unanticipated to bring about our breakthrough. You may be sitting here today feeling like no one sees you, like no one cares, like nobody is coming to your rescue. You may be praying for help and wondering why it hasn't arrived yet, but I am here to tell you that help is on the way. And it may not come how you think. It may not come through the people you were counting on. It may not come through the doors you were knocking on, but it will come. And it will arrive at exactly the right time, in exactly the right way, and it will be enough to turn your situation around. The divine hand of God moves in ways that surpass human understanding. And sometimes it is through unexpected people, unexpected paths, and unexpected moments that His miracles unfold. And here is something I want you to understand. God often tests our patience and our faith while we wait for help to arrive. He wants to see if we will keep believing when it doesn't look like relief is coming. He wants to see if we will keep praying, keep trusting, keep holding on, even when the answer seems delayed. And in that waiting, the help is often being positioned. The resources are being aligned. The people are being moved. The doors are being opened behind the scenes. You may not see it, but God is at work. And when the moment comes, it will be so powerful, so perfect, and so undeniable that you will know without a doubt that it was God who orchestrated it all along. Don't limit God by your expectations. Don't say, it must come this way. It must come from this person. It must happen in this timeline. God's ways are higher than our ways. His timing is perfect. His methods are often mysterious, and the help He sends may appear in forms you never imagined. It may come as a conversation with a stranger, a letter in the mail, a message on your phone, a sudden opportunity, or even a turn in circumstances you had no control over. Be open to it. Be ready for it. Be aware of it. And when it comes, receive it with gratitude, because it is a sign that God has not forgotten you, that He is still at work, and that your breakthrough is closer than you think. I want you to hear me today and believe it. Help is coming. And the amazing thing is, it may not come through the obvious route. It may not come from the source you expected. But God is creative. God is intentional. God is never late. And the help that He sends, even if it comes through unexpected people or unexpected paths, is the help that will sustain you, uplift you, and lead you to the fulfillment of your purpose. Do not despise the timing. Do not doubt the method. Do not underestimate the power of God's unexpected provision. Because the same God who parted the Red Sea, who fed thousands with a few loaves and fishes, and who raised the dead, is moving on your behalf. Help is coming through unexpected people and unexpected paths, and when it comes, it will change everything. You're in a transition, not a breakdown. I want you to hear me clearly today, because far too many people mistake the seasons of change for seasons of failure. They look at the upheaval in their lives, the doors that close, the plans that crumble, the relationships that shift, the dreams that seem delayed, and they begin to panic. They begin to believe that something has gone wrong, that God has abandoned them, or that they are not capable of handling life. But I am here to tell you that what you are experiencing is not a breakdown, it is a transition. It is the bridge between the life you were living and the life God has called you to. It is the passage that leads from limitation to liberation, from waiting to breakthrough, from struggle to victory. Transitions are not easy. They are uncomfortable, confusing, and sometimes even painful. They push us out of our comfort zones. They stretch us in ways we did not expect. They demand of us patience, faith, and resilience. But the very discomfort you feel is a sign that you are moving, not collapsing. The very confusion that clouds your mind is evidence that you are stepping into a new season, one that requires transformation, growth, and realignment. When you feel like everything is falling apart, that is often the moment God is rearranging your life to fit the future He has planned for you. You are not broken. You are being prepared. You are not failing. You are transitioning. Think about it. Nature itself is full of transitions. The caterpillar does not remain in its old form to resist change. It goes into the cocoon, a place that feels dark and confining, and emerges as a butterfly. The seasons shift from winter to spring, bringing with them storms and rain, yet they are necessary for the growth and renewal that follows. Rivers carve valleys over time, mountains rise slowly, and seeds buried in soil remain dormant until the right moment to sprout. In the same way, your current season is not a breakdown, it is a transition. It is God's timing, His preparation, and His work behind the scenes to lift you into something higher, better, and stronger than what you have known. I know some of you are exhausted. I know some of you are frustrated. You feel like you have been in this place for too long, like you are stuck, like nothing is changing. But I want you to understand that transitions take time. They are not instant. They do not unfold according to the calendar of human expectations. They unfold according to divine timing, and the delays, the setbacks, the questions, and the uncertainty are all part of the process. They are shaping your character, testing your faith, and preparing you to handle the life that is coming next. A transition often requires letting go of what you thought your life should look like. It requires releasing the familiar, the safe, and sometimes even the comfortable. It requires trust in God's plan, even when it does not match your own. And I know that is hard. I know that is scary. But the truth is, God often moves His people into their purpose through transitions, not through comfort. He stretches them, molds them, and challenges them so that when the breakthrough comes, they are fully prepared to receive it, to steward it, and to walk boldly in it. During this season, you may feel uncertain about your future. You may not see the next step clearly. You may wonder if you will ever reach the place you have been dreaming about, but I am here to tell you that the uncertainty is not a sign that God has abandoned you. The uncertainty is a sign that He is moving you through a transition, preparing you to arrive at a destination that is far beyond what you could achieve on your own. You may not feel like it now. You may not see it now, but this moment, this season, this challenge, this waiting, it is all part of the bridge to your next level. And here is something I want you to grasp deeply. Transitions often feel like chaos because old things are dying and new things are emerging. It feels messy because the old structures of your life are being removed to make room for new structures. It feels uncertain because you are being repositioned for something bigger, something greater, and something more aligned with God's plan. This is why patience, faith, and perseverance are so important during transitions. You are not moving backward. You are not being punished. You are not failing. You are being prepared. You are stepping into a new chapter, and the struggle you feel is part of the process that ensures you will not only survive, but thrive. Remember, transitions are temporary, but the lessons and the growth they produce are permanent. When you come through this season, you will have new strength, new wisdom, new courage, and a new perspective on life. You will look back and see that the challenges, the uncertainty, the discomfort, and the stretching were not signs of collapse. They were signs of divine preparation. God is not breaking you down. He is building you up. He is not letting you fail. He is letting you grow. He is not abandoning you. He is aligning you for the next level of your life, the next chapter of your purpose, and the fulfillment of the destiny that has always been intended for you. So do not fear the transition. Do not fight the process. Do not despair in the waiting. Embrace it, trust it, walk through it with faith and courage. And know this with every fiber of your being, you are in a transition, not a breakdown. And the life waiting for you on the other side of this season is greater, brighter, and more glorious than anything you could have imagined. God is moving. He is shifting. He is aligning. And your breakthrough is coming. Your next season requires the strength you're building right now. I need you to hear me loud and clear, because so many people try to rush through the pain, the struggle, the challenges they are facing, thinking that if they just get to the other side, everything will magically be easier. But the truth is, the next season of your life, the breakthrough, the victory, the promotion, the blessing that is waiting for you requires you to be stronger than you are today. It requires more faith than you've had to summon. It requires patience, perseverance, and endurance that can only come from walking through the fire, climbing the mountains, and navigating the storms. The struggle you are in is not random. It is deliberate. It is strategic. It is preparing you for the greatness that God has planned for your life. You see, God does not give promotions, responsibilities, or blessings to people who are unprepared. He does not hand over destiny to someone who has not learned the lessons, developed the character, or built the strength necessary to carry it. Every trial you face, every obstacle in your path, every tear you have cried, every sleepless night you have endured is equipping you for the next chapter. The strength you are building right now, even if it feels slow, even if it feels painful, even if it feels endless, is exactly what you will need when your breakthrough arrives. You cannot step into tomorrow's blessing with yesterday's strength. You cannot handle tomorrow's assignment with the skills, the faith, or the endurance you had last year. God is intentional. He is preparing you, and He is doing it through the very season you are tempted to despise. Think about the stories of those in Scripture and history who accomplished great things. Moses wandered in the wilderness for 40 years before leading a nation. David faced giants, betrayal, and exile before he became king. Joseph endured slavery, false accusations, and imprisonment before ascending to power. Every one of them had to be strengthened, shaped, and prepared before they could walk into their destiny. Their next season demanded strength, courage, and faith that could only come through the testing they endured. And the same is true for you. The next level you are striving for, the doors that are about to open, the opportunities that are on their way, require you to be ready in heart, mind, and spirit. I want you to understand this. Strength is not built in comfort. Courage is not developed in safety. Faith is not perfected in times of ease. The mountains, the storms, the valleys, and the challenges are where your strength is forged. The very trials that seem unbearable, that make you question your ability, that test your patience and perseverance, are the instruments God is using to mold you, equip you, and prepare you for the next season. What you are experiencing now, as difficult as it may be, is necessary. It is intentional. It is God's divine preparation at work in your life. And here is something many people miss. The next season will demand more than just strength. It will demand wisdom, discernment, and humility. It will demand that you have the ability to manage not only your own life, but the responsibilities, opportunities, and relationships that God will place before you. The struggles, the lessons, and the refining you are experiencing now are training you for this. They are shaping your character, aligning your perspective, and deepening your faith, so that when the doors of opportunity swing wide open, you will be ready to walk through them with integrity, excellence, and confidence. Do not despise the process. Do not resent the challenges. Do not become bitter because you have to wait. Every moment you endure, every challenge you overcome, every tear you shed, and every trial you face is building the foundation for the next season. And when that next season arrives, you will discover that the strength you gained in the struggle was exactly what you needed to thrive, succeed, and walk in the fullness of God's plan for your life. The next season requires you to be ready, and God is making sure you are. I know it may feel discouraging sometimes. I know it may feel exhausting. I know it may feel like the weight is too heavy, the road too long, and the waiting too much to be here. But let me remind you today that nothing you are enduring is wasted. Every struggle is intentional. Every hardship is purposeful. Every moment is part of the training ground for the greatness that lies ahead. The next season requires your strength, your faith, your endurance, your courage, and your trust. And God is building all of that in you right now, even when you cannot see it, even when it does not feel like it, even when you are tempted to doubt it. So, I want you to leave here today believing this with all your heart. The next season of your life is coming. The doors you have been praying for are opening. The blessings, opportunities, and breakthroughs God has promised you are on their way, and you will step into them with the strength, faith, and courage you are building right now. Do not give up. Do not quit. Do not lose hope. The next season requires the strength you are building in this season, and it will be worth every struggle, every trial, every tear, and every moment of waiting. God is at work in you, preparing you for the greatness that is coming. And when it arrives, you will see that every challenge was necessary, every struggle was purposeful, and every moment of preparation was part of God's perfect plan for your life. You are not alone in this journey, even when it feels like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. I need you to hear me today because so many of us walk through life believing that no one understands the battles we face, the struggles we endure, or the storms that rage in our hearts. We see others moving forward, achieving their dreams, celebrating their victories, and it is easy to compare our own journey to theirs and feel inadequate, invisible, or forgotten. But let me tell you something. The reality of your life is far greater than what the eyes can see. And the help, the guidance, and the presence you need have never left you. You are not alone. God is with you. He sees every step you take, every tear you shed, and every prayer you whisper in the silence. Even when friends fail to understand, even when family cannot relate, even when circumstances seem impossible, God is walking with you. He is not distant. He is not unaware. He is not slow to respond. He is closer than your next breath. Every moment that feels lonely, every second that feels heavy, every hour that seems unbearable is a moment where God is present, holding you, strengthening you, and preparing you for the breakthrough that is just ahead. The truth is, He knows exactly what you need before you even speak it. He knows the desires of your heart. He knows the battles you fight in secret. He knows the pain you hide behind a smile. And because He knows, you are never walking alone. Many times, the enemy wants us to feel isolated, to believe that we are on our own, and to convince us that no one cares. He wants us to give up when the road is hard, to quit when the path is unclear, and to doubt the purpose that is unfolding in our lives. But I am here to tell you today that the enemy is a liar. You are not walking this journey alone. There is divine companionship in your struggle. There is heavenly alignment surrounding your steps. There are unseen forces working in your favor, and there are angels assigned to guide, protect, and open the way for you. The isolation you feel is temporary, but the presence of God is eternal, constant, and unwavering. Think about the stories of those in Scripture who endured trials and hardship, but never walked alone. David faced giants, betrayal, and exile, yet he was never abandoned. Daniel faced the lion's den, yet God shut the mouths of the beasts. Esther risked her life to save her people, and divine guidance was with her every step of the way. Their journeys were not easy, and yet they were never alone. And the same is true for you. Every challenge, every struggle, every test you face is not proof of abandonment. It is proof that God is working in your life, moving behind the scenes and orchestrating a plan far greater than what you can see in the moment. You may be thinking, but I feel so alone. I don't see the answer. I don't see the breakthrough. I don't see anyone helping me. That is exactly when you need to trust God the most. It is in the darkness that His light shines the brightest. It is in the silence that His voice becomes the clearest. It is in the moments of solitude that His power works in ways that the world cannot comprehend. Your loneliness is not a signal of God's absence. It is an invitation to deepen your faith, to rely on Him more fully, and to experience His presence in ways that you have never experienced before. Understand this: being alone does not mean being forsaken. Being alone does not mean being invisible. Being alone does not mean that God has forgotten you. Sometimes He allows seasons of solitude to refine you, strengthen you, and prepare you for what is coming. He allows these seasons to test your endurance, to grow your patience, and to expand your faith. The very moments that feel isolating are shaping you for a purpose that requires strength, resilience, and clarity. You are not abandoned. You are being prepared. You are not forgotten. You are being aligned. You are not unseen. You are being positioned for the fullness of what God has promised. So I need you to believe this today. Whatever you are facing, whoever may have turned away, whatever seems impossible right now, you are not walking alone. God is with you. Angels are surrounding you. Guidance is being given to you. Help is on its way, and strength is being built in you for the journey. You are part of a story that is bigger than your struggles, a plan that is greater than your pain, and a destiny that cannot be stopped. The road may be hard, the valley may be deep, the mountain may seem insurmountable, but you are never alone. God walks beside you. His presence never leaves. His promises never fail. Let this truth settle deep in your spirit. You are not abandoned. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are never walking alone, even in the darkest nights, even in the loneliest valleys, even when the path is unclear. God is with you, guiding you, strengthening you, and preparing you for the victory that is just ahead. Trust Him. Lean on Him. Believe in Him, and know that His presence will never leave you, because you are never alone.